Hello everyone, hope you enjoyed that little showcase video. And yeah, let's just dive into this map. I was inspired by a painting series. I'll show that kind of at the end here. We can dive into that artist, Thomas Cole, in a series, The Course of an Empire. And yeah, we're really just looking at kind of the rise and fall of an empire here, which I've called this map Seasons Parkitect. So just as over time the empire changes, kind of like the seasons of a year. So we'll start in spring here. The painting series is Roman inspired, so I threw in some Latin. So this translates to the stars incline us, they do not bind us. So anything's possible at the beginning. And we have some teepees here, right? These people are just living off the land. Some wooden supports for our coaster. This rock island here, very beautiful and natural with this incredible tree shedding some petals. I wanted to really use this particle effect I had added in my 8 mod a while back. Little frog dude hanging out at the lake. And this hides the station for our coaster here. And then just on the back, more teepees, another camp setup, right? People, not a bow, but pretty early civilization. And then what else? I used this grass piece. This was just a nice piece to add some texture to the ground, so that helped. I was like kind of stuck. It wasn't looking quite right, but adding that made it look a little more finished. And then this is actually a leafy plant buried in the ground, which sort of looks like the petal effects. And taking a nice arc around there. This coaster type, you can change the track style with the 4th color slot. Marnet always has that awesome different track styles in his mod. So I went for this kind of beefy one just because I felt like it stood out the most, zoomed out. And then just for the overall map, we have this ground plane, the green screen mod. You can just make it super large, change it to any color you want, so that can change the mood versus like the blue sky in the background there. So coming along, the coaster launches into summer. This translates to "in wine there is truth," and I felt like that captured wine. Or people are really partying and just a lot of extravagance and celebrations at the height of the empire. But maybe there's some darker undertones there. They're going a little too far. They've sort of taken over the whole land. So you can see our nice stone island I blueprinted over here, but now it's been chipped away, and they've made this giant statue, which looks quite nice, but they've definitely left a mark on the landscape. And very more Roman themed here. The first thing I built was this sort of seating area. I just felt like with this arc, gotta hide something there, so you could imagine some sort of plays or philosophers could speak here. And then I was having a tough time with this build, but I just started adding these pillars. I was like, well, I need to support this coaster, so I just added the pillars everywhere. That took up a lot of space. It sort of dictated what else could fit. And then I just dropped in this arch. We've got an obelisk. The Romans sort of they were fond of these. I think they might have thieved a few from Egypt. Some nice cypress trees, and then I love this alder tree. Is just has a really nice like leafy texture. We've got a little Greek dude helmet, but sort of Roman chariot going on here, and then some rocky paths, and then the hero of this map area is the chocolate chip cookie. And I was worried I was gonna have to do like fencing or something the whole way, but if you just place enough of them, it sort of just looks like a smooth edge. So you can see if I zoom out, just all the way around. Went crazy with the cookie. That helped a lot with the covering up the ground. Added some more texture to this part of the map. And then also, these islands. These are just these scaled up disc quarter pieces. What is that from? That is from the Sci-Fi Tech mod. And then we've got a canoe themed, sort of like a Roman ship here. And then I added these white circles and ovals just to like add like sort of the wake of the water to imply a sense of motion. It's leaving some wake, and then on the bow there's splashes. So they're sailing around their little pond there, which maybe is just a natural area. But the Colosseum for the gladiators, they would also flood that and do naval battles. Which Gladiator 2 coming to a theater to you soon. Not sponsored, but the trailer does look pretty cool. They actually are going to have that flooded scene there. And yeah, I think that about does it. But yeah, I liked how this turned out, and the color tones. I think it's a little lighter, a little more summery feel. This is sort of like wet, rainy spring. And yeah, then our coaster's going to come around, and I'll speed it up a little bit. And then we are going to launch on over into fall. So classic quote here: "I came, I saw, I conquered." And I've themed this with some braziers, some fire going on, and these broken banners. So you've got this nice bridge, which is a recolored vine pieces, and then it transitions into fall over here. So I've got some particle effects from the ape mod of the leaves falling, and then recolored alder trees, which I don't think really turn into fall colors, but sort of it works. They look nice. And then the Roman supports again, but you can see we've got kind of split down the middle here. This is the green side, and then the red guys kind of have a last stand here in their wooden base. So the island's a little smaller just to fit with this helix, so I've made this stone area a bit smaller. And then the dino statue sort of been tilted. We've had quite a bit of fighting here. Axe and arrow to the head. Maybe this guy took a hard fall, lost his noggin. And then, these people are trying to pull down this statue and use this shrub piece just to sort of add to the fall and sort of burnt civilization. And then we have our little battalion here. They've taken a few arrows, but we've got green versus red, and you can sort of see the territories they control again with these banners. They built a little fort here. Their lookout tower is on fire, and they're taking fire from let's get out of the snow, from this catapult. And just have a little wagon scene here, another skeleton. This guy took another arrow. So those are fun little details out. Here's the captain's quarters. And I like how this turned out. I think the color scheme again works nice, and we're just sort of got this this battle going on, and you can see we've come a long way from the nice paradise of summer into fall. And then finally, we've got our snowy transition path over here to winter. Didn't do a Latin quote. I think this is by an English person, poet, or author. They had some sort of weird competition of writing stories, and this is a very famous quote from a while ago that came out of that. So, "My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair." And there's a longer bit of quote there about this person, a traveler, coming across a statue, just two trunkless legs, so just like this, being buried in the desert, and it had this inscription. So I'm sure when they wrote that, and back in summer, they felt like things were going to last forever, but that's not how it always goes. And so the statue has been pulled down, collapsed into the snow, and just went for a simple scene here. I feel like you're not really going to see much of the civilization left. You have some ruins, but the color palette is really, it's just been fully reclaimed by the snow and by time. And then I've hidden the entrance here. So they're coming out a little tunnel there. And let's see if we, here you can see the pass. There's a little tunnel cutting down under the station there. And that is our last island. Just take another look, and then we can take a look at sort of our title island. So it just says Seasons Parkitect. These weird embers are a particle effect again from Ape. use some of the jungle letters here, and then I stuck with the fantasy font for the rest of this. I liked the little squigglies, lots of flowers here, and then yeah, just by Redfield on the back there. And if we delete these planes, there you go. There, you can see how it all fits. So it, yeah, kind of barely fits on there. These flower pieces are just big enough you can like place them right on the edge. And yeah, we'll bring back our thing. There we go. Yeah, what else? I think, yeah, just got the snow effect there from the Icy Tech mod. And yeah, pretty fun. I like how the coaster's really on display. I think this is just like an awesome layout. Lots of good like turnarounds, and so I wasn't sure how well it was going to interact with my build, but I think in this case we got some nice scenery. I like this little support bridge here. Also beefed up this like brake run with some wooden supports. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this showcase, and then let's just go and take a look at the art that inspired it. And here is a look at the kind of early stages of the map. So just wanted to give you some insight into how it started, and then also look at some of the inspiration for the final themes. But yeah, I just saw this map. I was like, with these helixes, you know, thought the islands would work well, just be something different. And then I wanted to use some of the different effects of like falling leaves, falling petals. So I pretty quickly came onto this seasons theme. And you can see we've got like obviously spring, summer, like hot beach, and then fall with the pumpkins, and winter. I think this would have worked, but I was having a hard time being inspired of what to actually build. I was just dropping some props down that like encapsulated each season. You can see we've got like the different animals, some turkeys there, but I wasn't like loving this. Didn't really know where to go. So I just kind of got stuck for almost a month. And then I came across the work of this artist, Thomas Cole. So he was alive from about like 1801 to 1848. English born, but lived in America and did his art there. And just some Wikipedia fun facts. His landscape style is considered like the Romantic style, or inspired by that era. And he's one of the first notable American landscape painters. So he has this themes, very natural landscapes. He's kind of critical of like the industrialization and westward expansion as empires grow. And so it's like, and yeah, so we'll look at kind of his Course of an Empire series is what he called it. And that sort of inspired like the Seasons of an Empire. So I sort of rebuilt my map in that style. So the first one here is called the Commencement of Empire. So you can see we've got like a caveman almost dude, or you know, maybe inspired by the Native Americans. Some teepees here. So yeah, clearly I drew on some of this for my little my spring map. Yeah, we've got the deer. So just a very natural landscape. And then note this mountain. That's going to be in every single one of his pictures, sort of like how I tried to have my little like rock island that changes over time. So then this one is called the Pastoral State, and you can see you know, everyone's just chilling, having a great time. Sort of a Greek feeling, or you know, maybe a bit of Stonehenge on this temple. Yeah, we've got, you know, people herding animals, some children playing, you know, fancier clothes with dyes, be more of a farming culture. So we sort of started to like tame the landscape, and we still got that mountain in the background here. So it looks very peaceful, but people are making changes to their environment. And then here we have the Consummation of Empire. So this is sort of my summer theme. Right, and this is just the peak of the empire. So clearly very like Roman inspired, which, you know, of course the American government buildings are sort of inspired by Roman architecture as well. One thing to note is you see these two little kids, and they're also over here. So I don't think they're quite chilling in this area yet, but Yeah, they're here, and they're red and green, which we'll see more of on the next scene. But yeah, we've got like some king probably coming back with his all his victories from some campaign. You got an elephant, but yeah, just really in its glory. This is a beautiful painting. I wish I would have had time on my summer thing to add all these details of like people everywhere and this procession. But yeah, really, really nice here. And then Destruction is the name of this painting. So some things to note is we have some green flags, some red flags on opposite sides of the river. So I added the same colors to my fall map, and sort of is also the colors of those two kids. So maybe they've grown up and started a civil war. Yeah, and everything is falling apart. We still got the mountain way in the background. But yeah, massive war. This huge statue has the head's fallen down here. Lots of death and destruction in this scene. And then finally, desolation. And yeah, the environment's just reclaiming this. We still got that here. Another thing to note is you have the moon here. And if you go back, it's sort of a sunrise, right? So we've gone over the whole course of a day as well, which I felt sort of fit the seasons theme. I went for more of a winter theme in my final day. But yeah, beautiful painting series. And it was actually commissioned by someone who passed away before the work was finished, but it was supposed to be set around a fireplace. So that's the sort of thing here. And you can see there was actually going to be some small paintings as well of sort of the course of the day of the sun. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed that little art history lesson. Yeah, sort of a fun way to find inspiration for our Parkitect map and adapt an oil painting to a low poly style. But yeah, thanks for following along, watching the video, and I'll see you on the next one.